Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 9 previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be played in New England. And, Pittsburgh comes into this game off of a very disappointing loss, on the road in Oakland, one where they were down 21-3 at halftime, scored 15 straight points in the second half, but still lost 21-18. And New England pulled one out after being down 17-3 at halftime. They come back and win 27-17 over the Dolphins. And Pittsburgh, this is sort of the total antithesis of any Pittsburgh team you're used to here in the last decade. What I mean by that is they've struggled to run the ball. They struggle to protect Roethlisberger. And as a whole, they struggle to force turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. And when you have New England, who leads the AFC in plus-minus, and Pittsburgh, who's -7 in the plus-minus. Big difference between these two teams. Also, again, I think New England can be run on from a defensive standpoint if you have a physical running game. We saw Miami do that in spurts last week. I don't think, though, Pittsburgh has what it takes to really establish the line of scrimmage, even with New England banged up, to really be able to pound them like I think teams can. And if you look in the last week, New England sacked Ryan Tannehill 6 times. Much of that with cornerback blitzes, exotic schemes, not knowing where guys are coming from. And you look at Pittsburgh, on the other hand, led up 5 sacks to the Raiders, who, are not a prolific sacking team, but nonetheless got to Roethlisberger 5 times last week. And I look for that to be a concern heading into this game. That Pittsburgh offensive line has been dreadful this year. Both in run blocking and especially in the pass blocking department. They tried to put some Band-Aids on that line, and it hasn't really worked out for them. So look for that to be a huge issue. Monitor Tom Brady's hand throughout the week here. Obviously, it was affecting him last week. 13 for 22 for 116 yards against Miami. Yes, they still won, but they did so much on the heels of their defense, forcing turnovers and being opportunistic, which I think they can do in this game as well against Pittsburgh. I expect Brady's hand to get better. Now, remember, as far as past defenses go, these two teams are near the top of the league. I mean, Pittsburgh, for all their faults offensively and, not being able to force turnovers on defense, they only let up 188 yards through the air. Okay, they've played a lot of young quarterbacks. Those numbers may be skewed a little bit, but still, they've shown they can still defense the pass, as can, though, New England. So, you look at all these factors. I just think, that Pittsburgh struggling offensive line against an emerging New England defense, I think is really going to be the difference in this game. And I expect Tom Brady to obviously play better than he did last week when he had one of the worst statistical games I can remember for Tom Brady, maybe in the last, 10 years or so. Just an awful game, but they still won. So that's really the bottom line. This game is in Foxborough. I like New England -7 at home to take care of the Steelers. Look, they have not been able to develop a consistent game plan with Todd Haley or any kind of thing that makes you believe they can be consistent on offense. But New England -7. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at @SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every game every week, and I'm always talking the news of the day in the NFL. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.